welcome to episode 234 of the Campus Comics Cast. This is Scott Reed, and I'm joined by
Mike Atchison.
Hey, Mike, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Hey, and the meaning of that knock-knock joke will make more sense later in this episode.
You warned me.
Now,
to be
I
fair,
apologize.
You warned me. I did not. You warned me there would be some crazy intro, and yes. You were right.
Yes.
But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
so at least now it makes more sense. But to anybody who's listening to this, like the two people, you'll have to wait a few minutes before you find out what I'm actually referring to.
Oh my gosh, we just went back in time to third grade.
There you go, if that long ago. So, all right. So obviously we have some big news, not necessarily good news, big news. But of course the comics industry lost Gerry Conway. Gosh, it's probably been a week and a half or so, or longer ago. I don't remember the exact date. And Gerry Conway, probably best known for co-creating The Punisher, of course, co-created on Man-Thing, which we had just recently done a first five on Man-Thing. Now, Mike, what are some of your remembrances for Gerry Conway?
Well, first of all, I know I was on vacation when I got the news. It was April 27th, and it was. It's one of those. He's one of those creators that, first of all, I knew he was at an age where you shouldn't be too shocked when you hear something like this, but it doesn't diminish the just the sadness you feel, because he's one of those creators that I kind of lump in there with the ones that I learned in my formative years. And speaking of writers, at least you're talking about the Len Weins and the Denny O'Neills. And then Gerry Conway has a special place because he was a Justice League writer for a long, long time. I don't remember how many issues exactly, but he carries between him and Dick Dillon, they kind of overlapped a little bit, but between the two of them, they covered most of the run of that first volume of 261 issues, and of course he created so many characters, right. Too many to really even start mentioning for fear of any slight. But I'm pretty sad to hear about it. I've listened to some interviews with him and really enjoyed how just talking, or whoever was interviewing him and him talking about certain characters and his thought process. And there's a lot. I mean, even going back to the death of Gwen Stacy. I mean, that's early in his career, but man, yeah. So not enough can be said.
Yeah, I think it was 72, maybe 73. I was just doing some quick math, which that's too young, obviously. But he was I kind of lump him into that second generation of creators. You have the original comic creators, and he kind of made it there into that. Well, again, second generation. Right. I don't know if that's even technically accurate or not. But yeah, he produced a lot of work.
Do you want to take a guess as to how many story credits he has listed on Mike's Amazing World?
Well, I'm going to say, and this is a cheat because I was looking up some information in Key Collector, so I'm going to guess it's in the 1,300 range.
That's close. It was 1170 that Mike's Amazing World has listed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a different number, but that's okay. And speaking of which, of course we did. This is something that I didn't realize when we did the Man-Thing, Swamp Thing, first five. Is that I was going through this list on Key Collector for some of the work that he did. I thought, well, let me swipe through here real quick. Find out his first written work was something called Aaron Phillips Photo Finish that was in an issue of House of Secrets.
Oh.
It was actually in House of Secrets 81. Now, okay, so he's also credited with Man-Thing, which was Savage Tales #1, right? Okay, well, I was flipping through, and then House of Secrets shows up on the list, and I'm like, was I wrong on thinking he was co-creator on Man Thing? Did I reverse
Yeah.
my writers? Is what I was flipping through, and finally realized that House of Secrets 92. He actually did the story. He wrote the story before the Swamp Thing story
In that
House
same
of Secrets
issue?
92. In that same issue.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I did not know that.
So that was here. Let's see if I can find the name. I had it pulled up here. So he has a story called Snipe Hunt in that issue that was penciled by Bernie Wrightson, and then the next story is the Swamp Thing story, Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. So Conway and Len Wein. So that even pulls those characters even closer together, because Conway and Wein were both writers on House of Secrets 92. Just only one of them wrote the Swamp Thing story.
Wild. Yeah.
Like, that is kind of like, okay, I lost any other research I was going to do just following that rabbit hole right there. So
Yeah. I remember him being, whenever he created Firestorm with Al Milgrom, it was my first taste of what what would be a Marvel superhero in the DC universe, basically. He had a rogues gallery that was very like Spider-Man. I would learn later when I started reading more Spider-Man, it was a young guy, and he was, had trials and tribulations, and yeah, it was basically his Marvel or DC version of Marvel, or DC version of Spider-Man.
Did I mention he was 16 years old whenever he wrote that story?
No.
Yeah, so he was 16 when he wrote that.
I wonder if it was uncredited, because I'm looking at Mike's Amazing World and it's not in there. So that's probably one reason why there are fewer credits given to him there than what Key Collector gives him.
Well, and Key Collector was just counting the issues. No, okay, so it's also 1,103 in Key Collector.
Okay.
So that was the number you had, right?
I had 1170.
1170. Okay, so but some of them, like there's one, Witching Hour number 4, doesn't say, it may have been because he had a published letter earlier on when he was 13.
Okay.
So some of these Key Collector references may be for published letters. I didn't follow that rabbit hole, but yeah. Okay, let's get some listener feedback, unless you have any final words about Gerry Conway.
No.
Nope. Okay, so we had several things. Now we forgot to do listener feedback last episode. Our apologies. But we got some comments from Michael Cathro and from Eric at Longbox Review. The first one's going back to the last previews episode, where we talked about in the ICV2 Exquisite Corpses showing up in the top 50, which I think we both thought was kind of a surprise. Mm-hmm. So Michael Cathro just wanted to say that it's a great series. The premise is unique, and he didn't want to throw out any spoilers, but he talks about there's like these 13 families that are kind of running the things behind the scene, and every 5 years they have this contest, see which family is going to be in charge. So if that sounds appealing to you, then you should definitely take a closer look at Exquisite Corpses. Then we had several comments on the first 5 Prez. And so the first one here, and actually there's some comments that I don't have here that were actually put on a reel that I put up as well. Here's the reel. So first one again, Michael Cathro. I wish you wouldn't have on the rose-colored glasses on these shows. So I don't know if that's a reference to how bad Prez was, and that the fact that we said how bad it was. But anyway, so he has some more about that. But I thought that was kind of a funny comment. Yeah. So, and also he has a copy of Dork number 1. If anybody's interested. So, and for the record, I am. So I'll just throw that out.
All right.
All right. Then we have here's from Eric at Longbox. Guys, I feel cheated. This is, again, referring to the first 5 Prez. How can I experience Prez in all his majestic glory after listening to this episode? I am actually interested in reading the Mark Russell miniseries. So Yeah. So then he also Eric mentions that Scott mentioned a comic series, and I wanted to give you a virtual high five, but he didn't tell me what comic series it was, and now I don't know what comic series it was. So I guess I need to go back and re-listen to the Prez uh, episode so I can figure out what comic series that was that he was five me for. I was going through my notes, and the only thing I found was Elric of Melnibone. I talked about it with regard to Dork, but that's it's a book before it's a comic series. But that could have also maybe he was thinking book instead of comic series. And then finally, okay, we got another comment here from Michael Cathro, but this is his comic picks for this episode. So I will kind of hold off on those and kind of throw those in whenever we get there. So, all right, you ready to start on the actual purpose of this episode, which is to talk about the pre-orders for was that May, June, July of 2026?
Yeah, I am. And if we don't
Okay.
start now, we'll never get through all 964 pages of the Next Phase
That's
catalog.
right. And that's before panels. So
Yes. Yeah.
my first thing is on page 6.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got page 3, and
3, okay.
it's kind of early in. Yeah, it's very early, but it's from Ablaze. And this is what you and I were trying to decide whether it's a hard C or a soft C, but it's the Cimmerian Xuxel of the Dusk, number 1. And the reason made notation is I thought that Titan had the license for Conan, but maybe there's some arrangement.
Public domain.
It is? When did that
Yes,
start?
Conan is in the public domain, has been for several years. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's a public domain character. You just have to be sure that you're using the right version of the character, which kind of brings me to a side story. Mike, I got a public domain Popeye story
Oh,
for you.
okay,
So.
great. Okay. Yeah, I didn't, maybe I did know that, but I just sort of forgot. But no, it's hard to keep track of that. I mean, what is it?
Oh yeah,
How many years has to go by before it?
it's like I want to say it used to be authors or the owner's death plus 70 or 75,
Yeah.
and then you had the Mickey Mouse extension, and
Uh-huh.
maybe it was less than that, and that's what put it to 70 or 75.
Okay.
But I'm obviously not an attorney, so
Well, for the Conan completist,
uh-huh.
the art looks great. What I'm seeing
Yeah.
here, it's written by Christopher Christopher Beck and Robert Howard. Well, Robert E. Howard. It's the I guess it's this is an adaptation, and
Adaption, yeah.
yeah, artist Stevan Subic. I better get my glasses out. I can't see what's on my screen.
That's what Zoom's for, Mike.
Yeah, I need a bigger screen. Okay.
Well, on page 6, we have Valhalla. So basically, it's what do you have if Asgardian gods needed attorneys? Is kind of how I'm going to describe this. So Edja Friggsdottir is an Icelandic attorney and descendant of the goddess Frigg.
Oh my gosh. When
So
you said it like that, Valhalla, it made me
yeah,
think of like the play on fa la 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 la. So yeah, if you want a Christian Christmas version of or mix it with Norse, then you would have Valhalla.
yeah,
Oh God.
Valhalla.
Yeah, just cut all that
As
out.
opposed to L.A. Law,
Yeah.
Valhalla. But this is also recommended by Michael Cathro. I'll throw out
Okay.
there. So
All right.
yeah, we get some preview art. Doesn't look terrible. It's a little. I think it's a little cartoony looking.
Yeah, a little bit. It is a little bit. I try to think of who it reminds me of, and I can't place it, but it's I don't want to say it's completely refined. It's not super realistic, but it reminds me of the art I see in a lot of indie publishers, maybe a newer artist. I don't know how long Pedro and Andreo has been around, but I mean, it looks composed well, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll probably at least give it a shot. So
Okay.
I don't have my next thing's not till page 45.
Well, my next page is on page 11. It's not a new book. It just happens to be the collection of a book that I thought a lot of. It's a hardcover version of Traveling to Mars. I've spoke about this book when it came out individually in the past. It's by Mark Russell and Roberto Melli, and it's basically a guy that uh, he was dying of cancer. He was a pet store employee or maybe an owner, I think. But Mark Russell, sometimes he's usually on pretty well, but this one was exceptionally well. That he was on the mark with the thought processes that one may have when they know that they're terminally ill, and what can he do to make his mark, granted on, and ironically, on another planet. So it's, if you want to, I'm thinking about getting this just because I like the original 11 issues. I'm going to get this as a collection, I think.
My next book actually is on page 42. So,
Okay, right there with you.
all right. So this one also suggestion from Michael Cathro. So we got. You said you had this one as well.
Yes.
All right. So we got 3 recommendations for page 42 from Abstract. We have Terry Moore, Fear of Death. So this is a Rachel Rising story, which, in my opinion, Rachel Rising is the second best Terry Moore after Motor Girl. But this is telling the origin of Zoe, who is kind of the young girl serial killer that we meet in Rachel Rising.
Mm-hmm.
She's since had her own book, Serial, and now we're going to get her origin story. So this is actually a 0 issue, 20 pages plus 8 pages of sketchbook work to fill out the balance of the issue.
I just, this kind of just reminds me of how little time I have to read all the things I want to read.
Yes.
I want to just do nothing but read Terry Moore stuff. I mean, it's an automatic for me, a mention for me almost any catalog that's going to have a new feature.
Terry Moore.
And yet I haven't read The Strangers in Paradise. I haven't read, well, you and I, we read the Rachel Rising story, but
Yes.
I didn't read Serial. I haven't read, yeah, there's too much that I haven't read, and there's a lot of it. So
Yeah, I still haven't read Serial, and I don't know why. That's one that should be a no-brainer for me.
yeah, you liked, yeah, I remember you
Because of
liked
how
it.
much I liked Rachel Rising.
Yeah.
And then but there's like all this other stuff. I haven't read 5 Years. I haven't read Parker Girls. So now Parker Girls is more directly tied to Strangers in Paradise, which is further down on my list. So like I can understand why I put that off. But like, why have I not read Serial? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because
so.
we have lives, we work, we have families. It just, it happens.
You know what? Here's the thing. If I found time to read the first 5 appearances of Prez, I probably could have
No
found
kidding.
the time to read
Yes.
Serial.
Well, what we did as a public service to listeners.
That's right. So that nobody else had to do it. We did it for you. So,
Oh my.
okay, now I'm on page 45.
Okay, I'm on actually. Oh yeah, I got 79 is my next one.
Oh, you don't have 45?
Maybe I missed it.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised that you don't have 45
Oh,
because
no.
it is from Archie.
Yeah.
You have Jughead Pymageddon OS. I didn't notice the OS. I wonder what the OS stands for.
Yeah.
But here's the reason why I'm mentioning it. I was going to skip it as well, but it's a script by Tom King. So we've got Tom King writing an Archie book. I don't know if this is the first time. Oh, the
He
writer
did,
of the upcoming Archie movie, Tom King.
What?
I didn't realize there was an Archie movie coming. So, yeah. So there you go.
Well, I didn't either, and I mean, Tom King's known to do some Hollywood stuff, but wow, I totally glossed over that. I looked at it. I looked for a volleyball scene because that's what was there last time.
Right. Yep.
But I'm gonna have to I'll mark this down to take another look at it.
Yeah, I'm having to debate if I'm going to order a Betty and Veronica swimsuit special because it's got the beach in the background, which means that there's probably going to be some stuff in it that maybe I'd be better off or pre-ordering it, even if it doesn't have anything in it, so I can just get rid of it, but
Yeah,
instead of missing
be.
out on it. So
Could be.
that I don't know. I'll have to decide about that
Yeah.
one. So
Yeah.
I'm on 91.
Okay, jumping to page 79, we have from Bad Idea, Warbird, and there's a couple reasons I marked this down. First of all, it made me think of the not Monica Rambeau, but who's the other Captain Marvel?
Carol
Carol
Danvers.
Danvers. Carol Danvers had a, a costumed name called Warbird for a while.
Yep.
But the other reason was I just finished the first 6 issues of Escape by Rick Remender. Do you remember that being in these catalogs? It's anthropomorphic characters that in a war story. I don't think it really
I
makes it clear
think
it's a
so.
war story, but not to pimp this out completely separate from this catalog, but I had bought the first 5, 6 issues, real, the hard copies, and I
Hmm.
read them when I was on vacation, and I was like, I called back to my shop right away. I said, put me down or I got online and onto League of Comic Geeks and
Yeah.
signed up for a full subscription. It's that good. So now I'm
Okay.
kind of in the mood for war comics if it's done well, and
Okay.
this Warbird, I cannot talk today. War, Warbird by Derek Colstro and Robert Venditti, and
Hmm.
Alex Maleev.
It's believe.
There's some
Right.
solid creators there.
Hmm.
So I haven't really even uh, gotten into the solicit, but just the war genre itself, war comics. I'm in the mood for that. So I think I'll get
Well,
it.
believe it or not, Mike, we talked about this.
Did we?
Yes, because it was a zero issue, is what they solicited first from Bad Idea.
Okay.
And I'm looking through. I finally got in my. Here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but I finally got in. I had kickstarted the Olympus Saga, that Megalith Olympus Saga.
Mm-hmm.
So that book finally came in, and okay, the thing is going to
Oh,
cause it to not show up.
yeah.
But they included a special copy of Warbird Zero
Okay.
in with that Kickstarter.
Oh, cool.
So I have that to read.
Yeah.
I'll have to let you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you remember, we talked about what we talked about was how it felt similar to Firefox
Oh, right.
or
Oh, right.
Foxfire. Excuse me,
Foxfire. Yeah.
Foxfire.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's maybe I'm just now looking at through a different lens of having read
Hmm.
Escape, and I'm like, yeah, paying attention to it. So okay.
Well, I'll have to make a note about Escape since you liked it so
Oh
much.
yeah,
Matter of fact,
I can't.
I'm scrolling down to the bottom of my notes to just add
The
that in there.
tension in
So.
that is amazing, and it's got Daniel Cunha art, who I really
Mhm.
love anyway. But it's really good. I wouldn't mind reviewing it on an
Okay.
episode. Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll keep that in mind. So, I'm still on 91.
Okay, it's to you then.
All right. So why the terrible knock knock joke to start the episode? Well, because we have this terrible idea from Bad Idea. So the emphasis there, I think they're spot on with their name, Bad Idea. We have Banana number one. No, I did not skip. The title of the book is Banana number one, and this is issue number one. So, written by Josh Dysart, art by, this is hard to be insulting, Kevin McGuire.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I wish they had put Kevin McGuire's talents on a different book. But here's the premise. Into the fundament zone, brace yourself for the startling story of a genetically mysterious 7 foot tall sentient banana raised in secret, turned race car driver, turned sex symbol, turned global celebrity, and ultimately turned revolutionary icon. Okay, one of the most absurd pitches I have ever heard.
I can't
I'm
disagree.
definitely not going to order it, but I just felt the need to explain the terrible intro. So, so
Somebody needs to
yeah,
learn that most outrageous comic of the year doesn't necessarily mean best comic of the year
that's right.
or
So,
even close. That's good grief. What would I don't get it.
no, but it does have the world's first biodegradable incentive comic.
Oh yeah, I mean, pound for pound, Bad Idea is investing a lot of money into pages in this catalog.
Hmm. And they're getting to the point of being like Dynamite with just like the massive number of variants.
Yeah.
They're getting there. So anyway, I think that's more than enough to be said about that issue.
Yes, I agree.
All right. 105. Did you want to talk about 105?
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't have it down, but no, you
Okay.
go
Well,
ahead.
I'll throw it down. So again, still on Bad Idea. Dingoliath. So it basically now again Robert Vendetti. It's hard to it's like
Yeah.
what this again. We got to have a better use for their talents.
Yeah.
But what it boils down to is we have a giant dog made out of trash. I don't. That's as best as I can get from the premise. And again, 15, 20, 30 different covers, some of which have no. Why do we have a Medusa cover for Dingoliath? Yeah,
I
bad
it's
idea.
yeah.
And the art is just not that great. It's
No.
kind of like
No.
that. Oh, I don't know, SpongeBob almost looking artwork.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So there you
it's like
go,
underground
Dingoliath.
comics.
Yeah,
Manic Sabrera. I don't know that name, but no, I don't get it. It's just
nope,
yeah.
me neither. All right, I'm finally out of bad idea. I'm on page 177.
You again. I'm not until 180.
180. Okay, so 177. We had been talking about in the comic shop news how they were bringing back Team America.
Yeah.
So now that they have finished that first story, they are releasing that Team America story as a one shot issue. So you have Team America Racing #1 from Comic Shop News. This is also, by the way, mentioned by Michael Cathro as well. So if you didn't want to or weren't able to pick up the Comic Shop News newspaper, then now you can put in a pre-order and get the comic that was included inside of those issues of Comic Shop News.
Howard Chaykin cover too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The one that's featured on the full page.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's. I thought, man, that looks like Howard Chaykin. I scrolled down. Oh yeah, for sure, it is.
Because it is.
Yeah.
All right. Into DC. Oh, let's see. You're into DC, right?
Yes, that's
All
next.
right.
Yeah.
So you're up.
Okay, well, this is Super Action Comics 1100, and it's not using any. Well, I don't think it used. Well, I guess it did. It's kind of not this time around, but it did whenever it made it to 1,000. It kind of combined some of the legacy numbers from different
Mm-hmm.
iterations of Action Comics. But this one is coming out as 1100. It's Mark Waid, Joshua Williamson, Sophie Campbell, Dan Slott, and with art by Skylar Partridge, Ryan Sook, Daniel Samper. I love Samper's art. Dan Mora, Lucas Meyer, and it's yeah. I mean, I'm only mentioning it because it's an anniversary issue. It's 1100 is a pretty big deal.
Yep.
I know that in this day and age, we have publishers that are trying to manufacture that feeling, but this feels less like that. So
Yep.
I haven't been picking up physical copies of Action Comics. Probably should be, but it's not making the cut lately. But I will get this.
Yeah. At least from issue 1000 to 1100, they haven't rebooted it.
Right, right, yeah.
Yeah. So
hmm
we've got at least a 100 issue run. Actually, I think didn't they go back to the numbering just before
I believe
like
so.
1,000?
Yeah.
Maybe even in the 980s or something like that.
Yeah.
They went back to the original numbering.
Yep.
So
Yep.
all right, I'm at 190.
I'm at 182. If I can remember why. Justice League Night Vision Special. I don't know if I'll get this because I don't know. I'm not big on the Batman and Lex Luthor team us, but that's exactly what this is. I'm only mentioning it for mentioning it. Uh, it's it's basically Mark Waid and Josh Williamson also teaming up again, and it's kind of following up on the Justice League's recent amnesty that it gave to all the villains, and now you got a team up between Batman and Lex Luthor. I could see Superman and Lex, or even almost any other character with Lex Luthor than Batman, because Batman is inherently suspicious. So, I'm it's kind of gimmicky, so I'm not getting it, but I did want to point it out.
Well, you'll hear people say that they like the idea of Lex Luthor versus Bruce Wayne.
Hmm.
Not so much power armor Lex versus Batman.
Right.
You know, I guess because they're kind of their minds are working
Yes.
against each other. But yeah,
That's
here
true.
it's kind of the opposite of that. It's the powered armor versus Batman as opposed to the
Yeah.
Lex versus Bruce.
I hate to say this. It might be sacrilege to say it, but Mark Waid, I feel like he was gone from DC for so long. It's like
Hmm.
he's trying to make up for lost time, and he's writing so many books and so many stories, and it's like I feel like some of them are rushed and diluted, and I feel bad for saying it because he's one of my favorite. This is the guy that wrote Kingdom Come, people.
Oh
So,
yeah, no, yeah,
but it
it's
just doesn't feel the same as it did a decade ago or two decades ago. So I wish he'd just do fewer things and put more time into them and make them more meaningful.
well, we used to kind of joke about how often we would see Cullen Bunn's name in the catalog.
Hmm.
Where he'd be writing for three different publishers and have two books at some of those publishers,
Yeah.
and it's like, even the best writers only have so many ideas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it you kind of wonder if they've gone a little spread themselves a little thin.
And some of it
So
could be DC just pushing them, saying, "Hey, we
hmm
want you. We need somebody to do this, and you're our guy." So
yeah. Now the flip side of that is while he was away from DC, who knows? Maybe he was keeping notebook after notebook after notebook of stories that he wanted to tell.
yeah,
So maybe he's had all this kind of on the back
true.
burner, just
That's
waiting
yeah,
for a chance.
yeah, yeah.
So
Like he's going through that notebook like crazy.
hmm he may run out of stories pretty soon, but yeah. I'm still at 190.
And 189 is, let's see here. Sorry,
The Art of Supergirl.
the Art of Supergirl. Yeah, an in-depth study on the creation of both Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow comic and the film it inspired, DC Studios' Supergirl. It's again not something I would probably get. It's $50, but for those that like the backstory and it's hardcover, it's. I mean, if I had just completely disposable income, I might get it. But yeah, just kind of a point of note.
Page 90, you have Clayface Celebrity Dirt #1. This is a 6-issue series written by Jude Ellison S. Doyle, art and cover by Frank Gallon. Basically, before he was Clayface, Basil Karlo was one of the hottest stars in Hollywood. So I guess they're going to retell the origin of Clayface leading up to his. I can't remember if it's a movie or a series that he has coming out. I want to say movie.
I think it's a movie. Yeah, it says here
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. So equal parts body horror and Hollywood glamour.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are sort of surprised that this is what's his name that's leading the DC movies now.
James Gunn.
James Gunn is putting this out as a movie.
Hmm.
Uh, I like sort of the. I like well. First of all, I like Jude Ellison S. Doyle. Do you remember me talking about her when she
No.
did the "Be Not Afraid" book? I thought,
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
remember the book. Yeah, being
yeah,
afraid.
she
Okay.
did that, and very just good at horror stuff, as it says here, and
Hmm.
so I'm giving it some credence because of that. But when it comes down to the design of Clayface, I always fall back to that Marshall Rogers version. When it was at Englehart that did the writing, but I like that he sort of like had his clay mass of a body contained within like a glass shell up on his head, and it was not just a big blob of a monster. Um, it's and plus, I mean, I'm not a big fan of him being able to mimic anybody perfectly. I mean, it's like yeah, it seems a little bit stretched from what the concept that I really came up on.
See, I thought you were going to talk about how surprised you were that this is a character they're in a movie of.
Well, that too, I guess for all that, yeah. There's been like three clay faces too, so
Oh yeah, there's been several, at
and
least three.
yeah, Basil Carlo is a playoff of Boris Karloff.
Karloff.
Yeah.
I'm at 204 then.
Well, I had 197, so let me zip down to it. And we have, oh, again, uh, I'm not sure why I picked Detective Comics 111 as something to feature.
1,111.
I mean, yeah, 1,111, but oh, I know why. It was the cover. It was Batman with Black Canary and Green Arrow. So three of my favorite characters, at least when they work together, are right here. And I have yet to read anything of this Tom Taylor, Mikhail Hanin run of Detective Comics, and I know it's another travesty. So I need to make up for that at some point.
I'm behind on it. I had been reading it, so I
Have
at
you?
least started the Tom Taylor stuff.
Yeah.
I seem to remember it being at least. You have again, it's that category of it's good enough if you're a fan of the series to keep you reading,
Mm-hmm.
not not so bad that you want to leave, but not necessarily so good that you want to jump on because you hear how awesome it is.
Right.
It's like if you like the characters, then you stick with it. If you don't like the characters, then you're not picking it up anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, I've got a mark down to pick up. We'll see.
Still at 204 for me.
And yep, you're up then.
All right, so on page 204, we have Batman Superman, which I know infuriates you, World's Finest, 2026 annual number one. Again, written by Mark Waid, also Mark Russell in on this. But what's interesting to me is that you have the team up of Alfred Pennyworth and Jonathan Kent, both of whom I think are still currently deceased in the DC universe.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is going to be an alternate universe story, if this is going to be, what they do to bring these two characters together here inside of this annual. So
Yeah, Paul Kent he's died and come back a couple times. Alfred, as far as I know, has only really died once meaningfully. I think it
Tom
was
King run.
in the Tom King run. I know I feel like he died in the 60s when they found out, or somehow was tied into this villain called the Outsider. But yeah, so yeah, it must be outside of continuity, I assume. But again, Mark Waid, and he's
Yep.
getting some help from people like Mark Russell on this, so who knows? Might be good.
All right, volleyball spotted on page 205. We have DC's Hot Girl Summer number one, and right there on the A cover, we have Hot Girl spiking a volleyball. So, DC Beach Volleyball Tournament. Right there, it's even got the words on the net. So, yep, who's your Huckleberry? That would be me. I'll be picking this one up.
I wrote it down
Non-ridiculous variant
because
covers.
yeah, I knew you would. I knew you would pick it up, but I wrote it down anyway. But I'm like, why is Hawk Girl hyphenated? Do you know?
The same way reason Spider-Man is.
That's not. No,
It's not supposed
not
to be.
supposed to be. No.
Ah, okay.
No.
All right. So then I don't know. Of course, they don't actually show the title on the cover, so that could just be a typo. But they
Could
did it
be.
twice.
No,
Listen
they
up,
did it
Norman,
twice.
a
Yeah.
Hawk Girl is talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they do it in the regular part of the solicit as well? Yeah. Now they have joined Hawk Girl, no hyphen.
Yeah. Okay.
Below.
Maybe it's
So
a double
it could just be a typo.
typo. Yeah. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm at 213.
You're still up then.
Still up me. Okay, so I think this is the final issue of the 4 issues from Swamp Thing 1989 that were the unpublished Rick Veitch stories. I did, by the way, make it through issue 87 of Swamp Thing, so I have just completed reading all of the Rick Veitch stories leading up to these issues. So I'm ready to go whenever Swamp Thing 89 issue number 1 shows up for me to read. So
Do you have the actual issues of the original run leading up to this?
no, I just read them in the app.
Okay. Well, I do, and I'm sitting here thinking right now, how do I file all this? Do I go, you know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
exactly by Swamp Thing 1989 whatever, or do I
hmm
throw it in there as a another version of issue 91 or whatever? It's
So
yeah.
if it were me, to talk about sorting, I guess we were talking before. We need to have a second topic for our next episode,
Yeah.
and it's been suggested to us before that we
Yeah.
talk about how we do our comic book sorting.
Yep.
So maybe that's something we can talk about in that second part of that episode.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you, if it were me, I would put this. I would do the Swamp Thing. But
Mhm.
I would, you have Volume 1 Swamp Thing, which is the rights and stuff early
Mhm.
on. Then Volume 2, even though it's Saga of, I would probably still put it as
Sure.
Swamp Thing.
Yep.
And then my annuals after that. I'm not insane enough to put the annuals in sequence where they go in the individual
In
issues.
chronological order.
Yeah,
Right. No,
no.
no, me either.
And
Yeah.
then this would immediately go after the annuals, is where I would put this.
I would
So
prob
that's just me.
Yeah, and as a preview to what I'd say, I'd probably put it as almost like a variant cover. Put it there with the
Mm.
original 91.
See, I wouldn't be able to do that because then if I wanted to reread it again, I had to pull it out, skip an issue, pull out the next one, skip an issue, pull out the next one, skip an issue, pull out the next one.
Yeah.
That would just no, that would just be too much. It's its own thing. Plus, I don't think this would be considered in continuity anyway.
True. Yeah. Yep.
Even though what's in continuity anymore. So.
Right.
Oh. And then on page 214, I don't normally talk about facsimile issues, but we have Batman issue number 127, which features the first appearance of Thor in the DC universe. Thor, yeah. Now, or whenever we were talking about Sandman at one point, I had asked you if this was the first appearance of Thor inside the DC universe.
hmm
So I don't remember if we ever came to a. I think you maybe
think
said
I maybe
there was
mentioned-
a past version.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mentioned. I know what I was thinking of this. I didn't know
Mhm.
what issue it was, but I have the original copy of this. Believe it or not.
Oh
Yep.
wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So that's why the main reason why I'm throwing this out there is because just as a reminder, it's even featuring the Hammer of Thor. So
I found it somewhere. I know I found it at an actual store, and I thought, oh, this is this is. I mean, I'm not normally one to pick up something, a facsimile or even an original of something from the late 50s, early 60s, especially Batman. But the idea of it being sort of one of those almost a crossover type thing, I couldn't resist.
yep. And then I'm actually done with DC.
I have on page, what do I have here? 216. It's I'm only mentioning this because I'll never have the the real one, but it's Showcase number 4. I have it's of course the first appearance of the Silver Age Flash, and I have the what is that Millennium Edition or
Millennium
one of
Edition,
those,
mhm.
yeah. And I don't remember if it's a complete facsimile or not, so I'm going to get this because it should have everything on the inside the same, um, just to be my placeholder. So,
There you
yep,
go.
classic cover, Carmen Infantino,
Oh yeah.
and I'm good.
All right.
Yep,
You done with
I'm
DC?
done with DC.
Okay. I could make some snarky comment about the trade for Batman Hush 2 being out without the rest of the series,
Oh,
but I won't.
start,
And I'll
yeah.
just say I'm on page 292 in
Okay.
Dynamite.
Let's just go to 292 then, people.
292. Okay, so once again, Vampirella Summer Special 2026, but it's Vamp reclining on a snake on the beach, but embedded in the sand right beside her
Oh,
is
I
a
didn't even.
volleyball.
Oh, forgive me for not noticing the volleyball
Yep.
below her body.
So this will go along with the Hawk Girl Summer Special. I'll be picking up these as well. So
Oh my gosh, how did I miss that? Oh shoot.
I can make a snarky comment there, Mike, but I won't do it.
You don't need to. I think it's pretty. The implication everyone has picked up on it. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
And I have nothing else to say about Vampirella other than there's a volleyball in the
I
cover,
haven't
so.
ever bought a single issue of that, but yeah. Okay. Well, you'll have to let me know. You're reading it just for the article, so for the writing.
You
So
know what?
let me
A
know.
lot of these comic books, volleyball comics that I'm not even reading them. I'm putting them in my to read.
There
pile.
you go.
Or not my, just put
Yeah,
it in my
you file it
volleyball
away, yeah,
collection
yeah.
box. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 331 is where I'm at now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is from Execution Posse, which is actually just Keen Spot. We have Mark Spears' Midnight Man #2. This was supposed to have been a one shot, and I guess it was successful enough that they decided to go ahead. Mark Spears decided to go ahead and do a second issue. So we have a second issue of Midnight Man.
Okay. So is this an original creation of his?
Yes, if I remember correctly, this Midnight Man is kind of like the character that he created when he was like in junior high or maybe early on in high school.
Okay.
So now with the success that he's had, he's been able to kind of bring this, actually release this. So it's almost like he's, rubbing that itch he had as a kid and able now to publish, a comic book based on this character that he created when he was a younger kid.
What character that's in public domain am I thinking of that has a similar costume?
The Terror
The
is
Terror,
who you
yes.
are thinking of, yes.
That's right. Okay.
And then, of course, Punisher has the skull and crossbones on his chest as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're thinking of the Terror. So
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with Mark Spears' art. I've never. I don't know that I've bought some of his books before, but I can't say I've read them yet. So
then I jumped to 414.
I'm just a few pages away on 335. This is my monthly obligatory mention of a kid's book for one of my grandkids. It's Pooh Bear Adventures. Tigger's the only one, and that's the wonderful thing about Tigger's, Scott. So
He's the only one.
yeah, it's just I know you warned me before. Be careful. Some of these are not what you think. So
Right.
now that he's in public domain, so
Now that exactly,
Yeah.
that's another public domain mention here. So yeah,
so I got to reread stuff before I give it to my grandkids. But yeah, it looks like my grandson. I mean, he's only a year and a half, but when that show came on, the original, I forget which one. It was one of the original Winnie the Poohs, but he really liked it. So now I think I'm gonna get this just as a, something
I
because
wish
of
they
him
were
likes.
more specific. Like they don't have all ages or anything on this book.
Yeah,
And I feel like it probably is all ages, but you have to be careful about
Yeah,
this
yeah,
because
yeah. Hopefully nothing that says that it's bright, funny, and full of heart is not raunchy.
right, yeah, exactly. Well, I would say most of the stuff Winnie the Pooh that's not been has been violent has been what
Right,
it's about. So
right,
yeah.
right. I'm good for.
I'm still,
Well, actually, I
for
got something out of order. 287.
okay.
Let me see what that was.
287.
I'll tell you, folks.
Fire
If
and
I-
Ice, Dark Wolf #1.
If I've slept between looking at these catalogs and recording with Scott, it's like a brand new day for me. It's like, what was this?
You're
Yeah,
surprised by all your own picks. It's
I
like,
am.
Well,
And I
whoever
can't-
picked that did a good job.
I can't. I don't know why I even picked this. It might be a typo on my page number.
I'm gonna say you probably picked it because it's a #1.
Maybe,
But
but it's also,
it's,
go ahead.
it's part of a series that's already been out. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think. Is it because Dan Panosian is the writer? I've been reading something else by him recently, but I don't think that's it either. I don't know. I must be a typo. So
Okay.
forgive the sidetrack there.
No problem. So I'm still on 414.
I've got 363 now. This is under Harper Alley, which is known as a publisher that sort of does adaptations of some classic books and also some uh, graphic novels or things that are for all ages or young adults. And this one is George Orwell's 1984, the graphic novel. And it gives credit to George Orwell as the writer and illustrated by Fido Neste. And I this book, is disturbing as it is, the original that is, it's I graduated high school in 1984, so it was sort of like required reading for us, and it's got a special place for me, and I think I'm going to have to get it because I haven't read it since probably 1984, and I'm think I'm going to get this just to read it in the comic format.
Okay. Yeah, I may have to put that down too. That's something I might need to pick up.
I
Of
must have
course, it's
missed.
that. Yeah, I'm
It's
torn if I should just actually read the novel or
oh yeah,
like do the Cliff Notes version
yeah, yeah,
here and read the comic book.
yeah. I mean, I don't think you're going to spoil the novel if you read the Cliff Notes
No,
first.
no,
Yeah,
yeah. But it's only, I mean, but it's 224 pages, so it's like reading, 10, 12 comics
yeah,
as opposed to,
yeah.
yeah.
And it was previously solicited by other distributors. It says so.
Ah, okay.
I never seen it before though.
Yeah. Well, I guess it still has a release date of July 1st, so yeah.
I just realized. Let me think here. Nope, that's not it. American Nature Presents. That's what I was looking for on 287.
Oh, that was last month.
Oh, that's
Yep.
because I wrote over the
hmm
top of my
Do
my
you know
Word
why
document.
you had it down last month?
No.
Because it had volleyball on the cover.
Oh, there you.
Yeah.
Okay, delete.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. So there's a new issue of that in this catalog. I don't know where it is, but it doesn't have volleyball on the cover,
Okay,
so
okay.
I didn't mess with it.
Yep.
So now I'm on to 414 image, unless
Okay.
you have something before
Nope.
414. Okay, so we have Terminal issue number one, story by Robert Kirkman and Joe Casey. With the success of Walking Dead, with the success of Invincible, you can't ignore anything Robert Kirkman does.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this looks kind of like just a pretty standard superhero story.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I am questioning if it's not like I'm looking at the cover and the guy on the right with the gun looks just like Bloodshot from
Oh, it
Valiant.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy that's kind of racing, I'm going to call it racing, so I'm assuming he's a speedster of some kind. Now I can't name the character, but he also looks very familiar. So I don't know if this is pulling in from some of the other Image heroes, and it's not really a true new universe, but
Yeah.
kind of a rebirth of an earlier Image universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not for sure, but even the fact that they're calling it a secret war makes me wonder if they're not doing something a little different
Yeah.
and kind of almost like a Void Rivals thing where they snuck in, the Hasbro universe
Yeah.
into Image.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But again, Kirkman, you got to pay attention to it. And Joe Casey, man, I want to say that they don't list any of his other credits here, but I thought he did that. MCM. I can't remember all the Roman numerals for it. Where it was the book about the cab driver. You know. Anyway, he's obviously written a few things,
Yeah.
so his name is familiar to me.
Yeah. He's. I'm looking on Wikipedia. He's. Looks like he's known for Wildcats, Uncanny
Okay.
X-Men, Adventures of Superman, G.I.
Okay.
Joe, America's Elite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So, all right. And then I'm not till 528. That was the only thing I had from Image this month, which kind of surprises me.
You
So.
know what? That is surprising. I do have a couple. Actually, I don't. Because again, it was from last month, and
Oh, okay.
well, I do have Escape on there, but I've already talked about Escape. When I seen it, I
Well, do you have the page number for that?
yeah, it's 451.
451. I just want to put it down. I'm making a note on mine for whenever I get in my. Well, that's issue 9. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's not
issue
like a
9.
trade. Okay, so not a trade yet.
No,
Okay.
I wrote it down just to remind me to mention it, but how much I enjoyed it. It's easily the best comic I've read this year, and
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
See, and that's crazy because I'm just not a Rick Remender fan. So
I read Low when it came out years ago, and I did not like it. But I read Seven to Eternity. I liked it quite a bit, but not even close to how I like this.
okay.
This is it's sort of if it's an allegory for World War II, and his writing goes right there with this. I'm sort of stealing the comments from one of the letter writers in the second or third or fourth issue, and it's right there with Garth Ennis and Art Spiegelman. And now, if you say Spiegelman, and
Yeah,
that
with Mouse.
that's
Yeah.
high praise indeed. So
Okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
yep.
Okay. Because this had 2 strikes. Rick Remender was 1.
Hmm.
Anthropomorphic was 2.
Yeah,
I'm just.
yeah,
Those are things I can generally just say no to.
yeah.
So, all right. I hope you're right. I hope I enjoy this,
Okay,
Mike. Because if I don't, it's going to be your fault. So.
okay. Wouldn't be first time.
All right. Still at 528.
I'm at 532.
All right, so this is from Mad Cave. So the movie The Last Starfighter is getting a sequel.
Yeah.
So this was known for having some of the earliest, I guess, computer CGI in a
Yeah.
movie.
I
guess
remember
it was
it.
post Tron. I loved this
Yep.
movie when it came out. But now we're getting a sequel in comic book form. So
What year was that?
I don't remember. All I'm going to say is 1980s. So okay. Last Starfighter. I have the internet. Why don't I look that up? So it was released. Oh, where's the Wikipedia page? Here it is. 1984.
Man, that's a great
it's
year
been a
too.
minute. So
Yeah.
yeah. So oh yeah, the reference to the. That'll make it easier to remember next time.
Right,
Somebody
right.
asks, well, it's the same as the Orwell book. So there you go.
I'd like to go back and watch that again.
Yeah, I remember liking it. Would it hold up if I watched it again? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it was 14-year-old me loved it. So so I may or may not get it, but I definitely think it's worth mentioning. So
Also from
fi-
Mad Cave, I got 532.
go right ahead.
Cloven. It was highlighted on the cover of
Hmm.
this catalog. Author Dan Panosian, art by David Faraci, and it's got basically a goat head on the cover. It looks like a horror book, but it says in the dying days of the American frontier, a young woman journeys into the unknown to claim a legacy she never asked for. And
I think it's a horse on the cover. By
it
the way.
is.
Yes, because
Oh, then on
it's
the other
a
covers, it
horse
looks like a
that
horse. Yeah. Well, when
yeah.
it said cloven, I'm thinking of a goat head or something. But okay, you're right. Now that I look at it, sorry.
But you're not wrong. It's just because of the blood coming off the side, and it almost
Yeah.
looks like instead of looking
It looks devilish.
like
Yeah.
hair, yeah, and it does. So you normally attribute that to a goat head when you're talking about something satanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is the horse that has some type of a spirit. But you were talking about how you've been wanting to read more war stories.
Mhm.
Well, this is a Western, and
Yeah.
I've been kind of enjoying Westerns
Yeah.
here lately. So I actually had this down as well as a supernatural Western story.
Yep.
So I'll probably be picking it up also.
There you go.
Okay, I'm 604.
I have 534, which is a couple of pages later. It's
Mm-hmm.
Momo, and the only reason I wrote it down is because the author is John Cusack, the
Mm-hmm.
actor, and it seems to be a gender bending road trip with cosmic stakes. I'm not buying this. I just happened to catch John Cusack's name.
And I was gonna put it down for that exact same reason, and then there was something about it that made me say, it's not worth mentioning.
Yeah.
And now I'm not for sure what it was, why I decided not to talk about it.
Well,
And I don't know if it was something to do with the
it says Jackie Gleason's involved
pages.
in this story.
You know what? I think that's what it was. It's like, oh, okay, so it's
Norton.
one of those, yeah, weird oddball things.
Yeah, it looked a little bit too weird for me. I don't want to waste the
Yeah.
time. Yep.
I think that's what ultimately turned me off of it was the mention of
Okay.
Jackie Gleason. So, okay,
Where'd you say you're in 600s?
I'm at 604. Yeah.
Oh, I'm at 590, and talking about nostalgia, that must be the theme this episode because we have the greatest American hero #1 from AMP Comics, and the art on the cover, it looks exactly like the actor that played this character. I forget his name, but it's going to be hokey, but I think I need to get it just to have it in my collection. I don't even know who the creators are. Don Hanfield and Alper
No.
Geckel.
Yeah. Well, I'm not familiar with either name.
Yep.
I don't think this was a show that I watched it some, but that was back in the days when we only had, 3 or 4 stations to choose from.
Right.
So
Choices were limited.
that's right.
Okay, back to you.
Back to me. All right, 604. Let's see, where's 604 at? Oh, I guess I get to type it in instead of scrolling. So on page 604. Oh, okay. So this is Antarctic Press. That's neither here nor there, but I guess in honor of the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, we have the Spirit of Independence sketchbook. So there have been in the past, they've had that 24-hour comic book day. DC released like a Superman, Batman, and a Wonder Woman blank books for those. Now, this is not explicitly for the 24-hour comic book day, but they say you could use it for 24-hour comics.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's just basically a blank sketchbook. So I thought, you know what, I like to have blanks around, and then I guess it wouldn't be terrible to have start a Captain America sketchbook with a Spirit of Independence.
Oh, that would
for
be cool,
2026.
yeah.
So I'm probably gonna pick up a few of these just for that reason. And I used to at one point I would go through and find all the blanks and mention them in our old previews episodes. I don't do that any longer. Now, whenever it goes to order time, I'll just search for blank and add a few of them in just so I have some choices whenever I meet an artist. So
I like what it says here on the solicit. Make your own damned Yankee Doodles. Yeah, that's
all right, I'm on actually 608.
okay. Still you.
Okay, so Kaijus and Cowboys, first Fantastic issue. So for whatever reason, Godzilla is still popular, right? So, and you have people who like the whole idea. You have basically giant robot cowboys fighting giant monsters. So this is, a 8-year-old kid's, dream comic book, I think. And it's got the art style for that age. It says it's for teen, so maybe it's not for 8-year-olds, but that 12 or 13-year-old kid probably would be okay for. I'm not going to get it, but that's one of those things that could just be some quiet little hit just because of the fact of the makeup of the materials.
The art looks like a lower quality Daniel Warren Johnson. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I think that would be a good way to describe that. Oh, my next one, I forgot to put the page number on, so I'm not sure what page it's on. So somewhere before 648 is all I know.
Could it be 639? Because you like this character.
Could be. Let me go there. 639. It is 639.
Okay.
So did you have this one down?
I did, but you go ahead. This is more you.
That's all right. I'm the only thing I have to say about this it's Watson versus Holmes. This is from Iron Age Comics. This is issue 1. I don't see where it tells us how long the series is going to be,
Hmm.
but I guess I, I think this is kind of a weak premise. But the premise of this one is that Holmes is the bad, or excuse me, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes is the bad guy.
Yeah.
So this is one of those stories that's completely unnecessary because, honest to goodness, we've already got Moriarty as the bad guy for Sherlock Holmes. So who's supposed to be the smarter or more clever, of the two.
Hmm.
So I don't really know what to think about this. Sherlock Holmes, yet another public domain character, so anybody can write a story about him. But this is just a slight different take, with Holmes ultimately being the bad guy.
Yeah. What grabbed me was the cover by Tristan Elwell. It looks sort of like a painted cover, and
Hmm.
presumably that is Sherlock Holmes using a violin. What is the instrument?
A bow,
A bow.
the bow. Hmm.
The violin bow to sort of cut the woman's neck, just subtly,
Hmm.
not really graphically, but it's a great cover. But
Yeah.
who knows what the interior art looks like? Maybe it looks like this other version, the superimposed there.
Well, and apparently Holmes is a vampire because if you look at the
Yeah.
second cover, you can see the little teeth pointing out of his mouth.
Ah, yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who knows?
Yeah.
I'm definitely skipping it, but I know Sherlock Holmes has his fans, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of them from time to time. So.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
now I'm on 648.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, 648. What's on 648? How about Prophets of Doom issue 1. Okay, this one just has a crazy premise to me. So you have evangelical preachers. This is written by Joseph Schmockel, and artist is Amanda Call. So you have these evangelical preachers who the church attendance is so bad, they decide that they're going to try to start the apocalypse by summoning a bunch of demons to get more butts in their pews so that they can make money off of the people who are attending church.
You know, there was a day when I'd say this was preposterous, but I could almost see something like this being manufactured.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
religious version of the movie Wag the Dog. Have you ever seen that movie?
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about, but
yeah.
yeah.
Where you try to, where the president of the United States tried to uh,
Start a
distract.
war,
Yeah,
yeah,
started a
or yeah.
fake war. It was just all on video to distract the American public from his own, you know, philandering.
There you go. So, I'm torn on if I'll actually order this, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah. Hey, we can mention anything we want.
That's right. So
I'm all the way up at
now I'm on
705 is where I am.
705. Okay, so 652. We have August Purgatory Underground. Why? Oh, they are just harkening back to 1980s retro sci-fi cartoon nostalgia. So even if you look at the sample pages, it definitely looks like 1980s cartoon art or Saturday morning cartoon artwork.
Oh yeah.
So I think that just kind of was enough to catch my eye. Again, probably not going to order it, but for fans of 80s cartoons, maybe it would be a good pick for
That's
you.
a good description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you say you were at? 70,
705 for me.
705. All right. Go.
Okay, well, what we have here is it's somebody's trying to, make a new version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles called
Yep.
Super Mondo Mega Mutts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even mentioning what's the biker mice or the biker.
Biker Mice from
Yeah,
Mars
yeah,
or
you got that too.
adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters.
Oh,
The
yeah.
list goes on and on.
Okay. This just again, it's one of those things that's not something I'm going to get, but
No, yeah.
for
No
people that
way.
like this kind of thing, it's by Kurt Pyers and Juan Gideon. Yeah, so
Yeah,
let
and they're
us
not
know.
even trying to hide the fact that it's a complete Turtles ripoff.
Yeah.
Even one of their variant covers is just an homage to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Yeah,
number
that's
one.
right.
And to make it worse, their motto is "Mud up or shut up."
That's right.
Yeah, so it's yeah, that's just
That's kind of cheap.
terrible. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, yeah, you could also just put Teenage Mutant Ninja Dogs
You
as
could.
opposed to Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles,
Yep.
and you wouldn't expect it to be any different. So, 709.
It'd be you.
All right. Faceless and the Family, Maze of the Mechanical Aliens. I guess I'm just mentioning it because it's the number one. I don't have any other notes.
Apparently,
yeah.
this cartoonist or this writer / artist is an Eisner Award winner.
Yeah,
He's got that going for him.
there you go. Matt Lesniewski.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, yeah, I'm not for sure why else I would have mentioned it other than the fact it's number one.
Wouldn't it be terrible if we had to buy everything we mention?
It's a good thing that we don't. These episodes would be a lot shorter.
If we would, yeah, if we were like mandated to, yeah, we would definitely be more selective. I mean,
That's right.
Not everything's for everybody, but somebody that
No.
might hear us say "Faceless in the Family" and it's by this Lesniewski guy, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember him from Crimson Flower and the Freaks, so I'm gonna get this." So, yeah,
Oh. Well, Crimson Flower, that sounds familiar.
yeah, that's what he did before. What he got the
Okay. Roving the backwaters of the class-segregated alien world called the Hand Planet, Faceless is plunged into his most harrowing ordeal yet, bonded to a living suit of extraterrestrial armor that refuses to let him go. As the armor's inscrutable will tightens its grips, Faceless finds himself physically under siege. Enter a bizarre labyrinth world of impossible logic and nightmarish wonders as Faceless and his unlikely family must embark on a harrowing quest to free him if freedom is even possible. And now every time I say Faceless, it's like, oh, I know. I'm thinking of Toothless.
oh yeah,
Because like, why is it every time I say Faceless, it makes me think of something? But it's Toothless from, what was that, How to Train Your Dragon,
Yeah.
right? Okay, all right. So I was starting to think this is a tie-in to something else, but no, that's not what it is. All right, I'm on 847.
7:55. We got another Sherlock Holmes. Okay, folks, this might be a record for the number of books I'm mentioning that I'm not getting, but this one's from American Mythology, which I actually have bought a few comics from this publisher because I liked that they picked characters from, like historical characters. Anyway, Cheryl, not Sherlock, Cheryl Locke dash Holmes, and the case of the murdered by murder. And it's satirical in nature. This Cheryl is the cousin to the world's most famous detective, and it's her most daring case yet that we're going to read about. Yeah, it's basically Sherlock with cleavage, and I don't have high hopes that this is
No.
Something that would be high quality reading, but
Yeah, imagine a really bad Sherlock with a short skirt,
yeah.
and you probably know everything you need to know about this comic book.
Okay, on to you then.
Okay, 847.
Okay, yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna keep mentioning it. I can only mention it. This is issue.
Oh, yeah.
What issue number is this? Issue number 15. So we're 25% of the way through of me mentioning this comic book. Future is. This actually is starting the third story arc. So, and once again, they're continuing their bundled pricing of 10 books for $10. So.
And you have the full size issues, don't you? The individual.
Yes.
Because I have the smaller copy. I wish I would have gotten the bigger one. Yeah.
Well, they're not that hard to track down.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
You can actually go to their website after about 2 or 3 months after the release. They will put the remaining stock of the issues up to buy. So if you just search for Black Hills infosec. You can
Yeah.
find their store, and you can just buy the issues directly
Okay.
from there.
All right. I'm up to
Let's
879.
879. You go right ahead.
I'm only mentioning this because it's another one of these celebrity written books. It's called Black Star from Titan Comics, and the author is the Kristen Crooks. Is that how you pronounce
That's
that?
how I pronounce it. Yeah.
From Smallville.
Mhm.
I'm not even sure which character she played on Smallville, but yeah, it's
Probably would have been Lana Lang would be my guess,
okay.
but I'll confirm that while you keep talking.
Okay. Well, it's basically amidst skirmishes between two warring factions in the early 19th century fur trade. So, okay, this is historical, but it's also involving a secret order with designs to use their magic. So, you're mixing history with magic. The art looks pretty darn good. Um, yeah, it's kind of a toss up for me whether I'll get this. But I mean, what caught my eye was a celebrity author, which doesn't really mean much because I don't know how
No,
much they actually do
exactly.
themselves. Yeah,
Well, and it's just going to be promoted to her 947,000 Instagram
right.
fans. So that's obviously critical.
Of which I am not
But
one.
not me neither. But actually, the thing that interested me most about this story was they talked about, the fact that it's based on northern legends, which I'm not for sure which north.
Yeah,
We're talking about, European North, North American North. Which northern legends are we talking about? I would have liked to known a little
yeah,
bit more about that just to have an idea of what this is going to be. But you remember when we read that it ended up being pretty terrible. Uh, Black skies,
yes,
black
yes.
under the
It
black.
does. It
Yeah,
does hearken to that a bit. Yeah.
yeah. That's kind
Hmm.
of what it has me thinking of whenever I saw this particular title, and
Yes.
the fact that it shares the name with the what I used to think was an awesome cartoon from the '80s and ended up being terrible, Black Star. So, so I'm not sure if I'm going to order it or not, but I'm torn on it to be
Hmm.
honest. So I'm finished with next phase. What else do you have in next
I've got
phase?
the tomorrows section and
Oh yeah.
929 especially. Okay, I may have mentioned this in previous episodes, but the Crisis Companion is finally not just previewed months in advance, but it's finally being solicited. It's a it is a Crisis Companion by Kevin Miller, and for $36.95, I have listened to two podcasts now where he was interviewed, and hearing him talk about his passion for that maxi series is enough in itself to make you want to buy this. And I think it's going to be it's a good updated version of a hard look at the whole premise of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And yeah, I've called my comic shop a couple times just to make sure that I have this. Because I couldn't find it in the online Comic Geeks or League of Comic Geeks webpage to do it myself. So yeah, definitely. And then we also have the where to go? It's back issue number 170, which features the Doctor heroes or characters. So you got on the cover, you got Doctor Midnight front and center, and you got Doctor Radium and Doctor Light and Doctor Bong, Doctor Druid. I know that one. But yeah, it's I get most of the back issues and alter egos. So
We know what Dr. Bong is from, don't you?
no, I don't.
What page is that on?
It's on page 928.
928. So Dr. Bong should be Howard the Duck.
Oh, that
Yes,
makes sense.
Howard the Duck.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so that would be a Steve Gerber. Yeah,
Well,
Steve Gerber creation there.
yeah.
So,
That makes. I don't know. What about Doctor Radium? Any idea?
uh, that one I don't know. Do they show his
Well, we'll just have to
picture?
buy the issue.
Oh, that's Oh shoot. I want to say that's a Saturday morning. Was that a Saturday morning cartoon? Nah, it can't be.
I don't know.
That's probably just an indie book. That's got to
Could
be an
be.
indie book. Yeah, I'm not for sure. Well, here let's again. We have the internet at our disposal.
Yeah.
So we can quickly discover who Dr. Radium is.
While you're looking, I'll just say that these characters that are featured in this book are the works of people like Roy Thomas, Todd McFarlane, George Perez, Denny O'Neil, Steve Gerber, Gene Colan, Steve Englehart, and others, Matt Wagner. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Here we got Dr. Radium and the Gizmo of Bula Bula. Okay, so. Oh, before Dexter, before Jimmy, there was Dr. Radium, the last scientist left standing in the perfect world of tomorrow.
Like before Jimmy Neutron?
I assume, yeah, and before Dexter's lab.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't really tell us. And like, where's the Wikipedia page goes to Radium Girls? That's not what we want. We want Dr. Radium. Let's see. Don Markson's Tuna Pete. It's Science with Dr. Radium. From Slave Labor Graphics. First appeared in 1985. Creator was Scott Saavedra.
No idea.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird that this character, as obscure as he is featured on the cover.
But it was, Slave Labor Graphics, so... Yeah, I was, and It's Science with Dr. Radium. So it's just one of those indie books from the 80s,
It's a good theme. There's a lot of doctor characters. I mean, if you're a hero or a villain, what makes you choose the moniker of doctor?
I don't know.
I mean, Dr. Midnight was truly a doctor,
Dr. Doom may or may not have been a doctor.
No, I don't know. I don't know that he was.
Unless he was given an honorary doctorate. I don't know.
I'm
panels.
done.
You ready for panels?
I'm ready for panels, yep.
All right. Do you have anything before page 7?
I've got page 4 in the main panels, which is
go right
the big feature. Well, I say it's... No, it's not. It's in the Marvel. Oh, boy. This is what kills me. I couldn't find it in the panels comics or catalog.
Okay.
So in the Marvel comic, though, you've got this sort of overlapping events. DNX is overlapping from the previous event, which was the Contagion event, or was it called that?
I
Evolution
don't remember.
something.
So.
Anyway, it's basically, I don't even know. Scott, I'm embarrassed to say, who are the 3K? Is that a...
So, I don't know either, but my understanding is that they're a future version of an X team.
Okay.
So you have the X-Men in the future, and then you have 3K in the future. And I don't know if that's even tying into... Well, it wouldn't be 2099, because that would be 2100 was what would come next. So I think it's a future mutant team.
Okay.
But again, I don't know that for sure because I'm not reading any of this stuff.
Yeah, and it just talks about the X virus being unleashed. I don't know if that means all of the other characters in the Marvel Universe are now getting extra mutant powers. So I just brought it up because it's like front and center. It's got a really kind of a cool looking, completely white beast. Hank McCoy, yeah, he's one of my favorite characters in the Marvel side. But, yeah.
Yeah, so the X virus was released. This is according to the Marvel database on Fandom. The X virus was released in Philadelphia and spread through what became known as the Revelation territory. So I think this is an Age of Apocalypse thing.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe not. So Age of Revelations. That was the more recent story.
I see.
So, yeah. So I don't know. I didn't read any of those, so that's why it's not familiar to me. But the reason why you had trouble finding it is because it's actually listed in the highlighted books in the panels catalog.
Okay.
So when we rapid fire through those,
Okay.
you'll see it. So let's go to page 7
Okay.
of highlights. And these we can just do a thumbs up, thumbs down, unless you want to talk about them.
Okay.
All right, so we have from Boom Studios, Power Rangers Unlimited, issue number 1.
Nope.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs
yeah,
down.
I'm thumbs down on Power Rangers myself. And unfortunately, the same here. Masters of the Universe Genesis, issue number 1. Despite the movie that's coming out this year.
Yep.
It's a thumbs down for me.
Same.
All right. Next up, we have I should mention that Masters of the Universe is coming out from Dark Horse.
Right.
From Distillery, we have Endeavor #3, written by Stephanie Phillips. But for me, this is still a thumbs down.
I mean, if I was getting the first issue, I'd say thumbs up. But if we're talking about just this particular issue, no, I'm not going to get #3. Stephanie Phillips, really good writer, but no, thumbs down.
But Distillery just hasn't, made me say, ooh, that's a quality product. I got to pick that up.
Right.
So, from IDW, Hello Kitty and Friends, Hello World, issue #1.
Yeah.
For your granddaughters?
Probably not. They've never really shown any interest in any of the kitty stuff.
Did you watch the Toys That Made Us story about Hello Kitty
No.
on Netflix?
No.
Okay. I actually even watched it, and I still wouldn't buy this.
Okay.
So.
All right.
All right. From Ignition Press, we have Minotaur, written by Cy Spurrier, illustrated by Michael Dowling.
Yep.
Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Up.
Up. Me too. Probably going to definitely give it a shot. 1, because Ignition Press, and
Cy Spurrier.
2, because I think it looks, Cy Spurrier, and 3, because it looks interesting.
Yeah.
So, because it's got a supercomputer triggered to singularity.
Oh,
So we've
yeah.
got AI, doing something bad. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Sounds like fun.
All right, here you go. Here's the one you were talking about, DNX.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
#1. Yep. From Marvel. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Hey, why not? I'll do thumbs up.
All right, I'm going to do thumbs down, and mainly because I'm already tired of blind bags, and they're going to do a blind bag with this. They deserve for you to skip this book because of blind bags.
That's fair enough.
And, all right, that's all the quick picks.
Okay.
So my first thing is on page 16.
Be you then.
All right, so on page 16, what do we have? Went 2 pages too far. So we have Vampirates.
Oh my gosh.
From Boom Studios. I'm mentioning it because comic script by Fred Van Lente, who is of course writing The Future Is.
Mm-hmm.
Now I probably am going to skip this one, but we just have sword fighting pirates, so that are also vampires.
Hell, Fred's pretty prolific these days.
Mm-hmm.
He's busy.
Yep. So then I'm on 26.
I've got 19, and that is only because it's our recent foray into Grendel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if we talked about the first issue of this, but it's Grendel, Devil's Crucible, Sedition #2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reminded me of, I really enjoyed our review of Grendel, and now it reminds me again that it's just one more thing I need to try to catch up on all of the incarnations of this character over the years.
Yeah, we talked. I did mention this last month just because of the fact I was going to say something like, "Oh, they've been listening to our podcast."
Yeah, that's right.
The second series that they had done. So we couldn't actually take credit for this one. And it's still funny to me that as much as I dislike those issues that we read, I'm still wanting to pick up the Comico and at least try it and try to get at least to the John K. Snyder issue. That's my goal. So.
Right.
Still at 26 for me.
Okay, it's you.
Okay, so we have the Smart Division, written by Zach Kaplan, illustrated by John J. Pearson. So, sci-fi detective. That's probably all I needed to hear to get me to buy into this particular book. It is also from Dark Horse, so I am for sure going to give it a try. Yeah, that's again, it doesn't take much to get me, and this was the right 2 words, sci-fi detective. So
I had it down as well. Yeah, I'm with you there.
All right. Then I'm at 38.
And I am finished.
Finished? Oh, wow. Okay. So you're just going to bear with me here as I'll rocket through some of these?
Sure.
So IDW.
Oh, no pun intended. What?
Hey, that was even accidental. Wow. So Rocketeer Infiltrator from IDW. We got a new #1 Rocketeer series. So just to be honest, most of the Rocketeer series aren't living up to either the Dave Stevens or the Mark Waid, Chris Somney series. But I still keep trying them. I only keep a few of them. but I'll keep giving them a shot. Page 43, we've got this is from Ignition Press, Just Brutal. This is just my reminder to order this because one of the characters in this book is a volleyball player, so I gotta remember to pick it up just so I don't miss out.
Mm-hmm.
Then on the next page, page 44, also from Ignition Press, we have Sicko. And basically, what we have is somebody whose power is to turn their disease into a weapon. So, fed up with being let's see, what? I gotta find it. She can take her immune system and weaponize it.
Oh.
What would just be a normal sneeze to the rest of us, she can turn into a projectile of bloody miasma.
I know
So,
people that could do that with their sneezes.
yeah, so literal snot rockets, I guess, is what we have
My
here.
God.
I don't. If I get it, it's just going to be in case they do something ridiculous with it.
Yeah.
I don't plan on really reading it, but you never know.
Dennis Hopeless, he's not a.
Yeah, he's not a. He's not
He's
a.
no
Oh, wait a
newbie.
minute.
Yeah.
He's on there? Where's he at? On Sicko?
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
it's
I was looking
Kenny
at Just
Howard
Brutal. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just Brutal. So Sicko's on the next page.
Yeah, sorry.
So
Yeah, I was looking through
that's
a
okay.
page.
I
Yeah.
was like, was that him?
Teeny Howard. Yeah.
Then,
Yep.
Then we have on page 46 the patron number 1. I've gotten bad about my notes. So why did I have this other than it just being a number 1? I'm not for sure. Written by Christian Ward, illustrated by John J. Piercing. Nothing makes a work of art more desirable and valuable to collectors than the passing of its creators. And Cherish has refined its ability to orchestrate spectacular tragedies without leaving a trace. So basically, he's trying to, I guess he's an art dealer who is able to manipulate the value by killing the painters. So killing the artists.
Yeah. It mentions that the artist has a credit with Department of Truth, and now that I look at that cover, I can almost see it. You remember we talked about the first issue, I think, once, and it's really, what is the word? Not stylistic, and not even that. It's just abstract, sort of. Yeah, it's not clear as to what's going on. You have to really dig into it. This seems, and looking at it, it looks like Teddy Roosevelt on the cover. Yeah.
And then my last thing is on page 238. If you're looking for a nice copy of Dune, they are releasing Dune Deluxe Trade Paperback
You've
Edition.
been through the whole catalog.
Yeah, stenciled edges with excerpts from the Litany Against Fear, art printed inside the front and back covers, featuring the planets of Caladan and Arrakis, foiled details on the cover. If it was a hardback, I might be tempted to pick it up just to put it on the bookshelf. But paperback, I don't feel like it'll hold up, so I'll probably hold off. Maybe see if I just missed the hardcover in a past catalog.
Did you watch the third section or the third part of Dune, the movie?
Dune? No, because it doesn't come out till December.
Oh, I guess I've just seen the previews. Okay.
Yep. And I don't consider it Dune any longer.
Yeah.
Because they have, in the second movie, they have greatly diverged from the story.
I wondered, after watching the first movie, I thought, how much more can there be? I don't remember there being. I'm not the Dune aficionado that you are, but I liked it well enough. But it felt like, man, they're going to be having to fill in with some other stuff.
Right.
That's it for me. Yeah.
All right. So, do you have any? Okay. So, what are you looking forward to, Mike? What out of this catalog is most making you say that's the first thing that's going to be on my read pile when this comes out in July?
Escape number 9. I only put it on the list to remind myself to talk about it. But yeah, easily. There's not a bunch in here. I mean, I could say Terry Moore's Fear of Death, maybe. That's a good one. Traveling to Mars, I've already read, but it's buying the hardcover is more of a just a token of acknowledgement
Support.
of how good it was. Yeah.
My goodness, I may just have to lean into your I've already forgot the title, Fear of Death, because it's just
Oh,
its ties to Rachel Rising.
yeah,
I may go with that one. Otherwise, I
that's
just pick The Future Is anyway.
yeah.
But because it will probably actually be my first thing that I read this whenever this order comes in. But yeah, I guess I'll go with that one
It's
as
been a
well.
while since I've had a comic that I like. Just I need to read it as soon as I get it, and that's
Yeah,
what this book has done to me.
well, good. Anything you want to throw out there as an investment pick?
Kind of as an accident, I didn't notice it until you pointed out the Archie book by Tom King because there's a movie coming out, or not.
Okay.
Not Art. Tom King didn't write the comic, but did he write the
Well, he
screen?
wrote the
Oh, he
comic,
did.
the
Okay,
Jughead
all right.
Primageddon. Yeah,
Okay.
written by Tom King, and he
Yep.
wrote the Archie movies
Okay.
coming out.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep. Okay. All that.
you're not going to pick Banana number one, number one?
Never.
No, me neither. So
Never.
just kind of scrolling through real fast, just some things to consider. Possibly Valhalla, just because of the, I don't know, a little bit of the silliness, but a good Norse mythology type story could be interesting. I also think if I'm just buying books to invest, you can't ignore Kirkman. So Terminal number one, even though I think this might be a backdoor of the old Image. Of course, Bloodshot was Valiant, so I don't guess that even really necessarily applies.
Mm-hmm.
Cloven number one, just because of the supernatural Western element.
Yeah.
Kaiju and Cowboys could be a quiet hit if it just strikes the right chord. That's something that somebody could do something with. And that's probably, if you believe the solicit, 100,000 Instagram followers, Black Star number one is
Yeah.
just going to be huge. But I'm probably going to pass on that
You
one as
imagine if
well,
every
so.
Instagram follower bought a copy? Wow.
Oh, well, that would just be
Yeah.
crazy. That would actually probably be the number one book that month.
Yeah, absolutely would.
Well, speaking of number one books, as we have started wrapping up our previews, we like to talk about some of the past orders. So now we're looking at the sales numbers from the Comic Hub system for books in the period of March 1st to April 4th. And surprise, surprise to me that the number one book is no longer Absolute Batman, which has dropped to number 3. The number one book is DC Marvel Superman Spider-Man one shot. So obviously these crossovers are striking a chord with
Mm-hmm.
readers, which I'm just not a fan of them. Have you been reading any
I
of these,
have
Mark?
read this one, the DC version of it. I haven't read the
Mm-hmm.
Marvel one yet, but I really enjoyed. I like the team ups of some of the supporting characters of both Superman and Spider-Man. I mean, some of them were really really good. Some were
Okay.
just ho hum, but it was definitely worth the plunking down $8 for.
So it's like any anthology. You can have some good stories and some bad
Yeah,
stories.
yeah. I
And
mean,
some, yeah.
yeah. I wish I would have, if I had thought to make some notes down about it, I'd talk about it more. But I remember having a good feeling after I got done with it, and I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, to me, the biggest surprise of this month is number 2. With Daredevil
Mm.
number 1, this is it was Stephanie Phillips, right? Who was
Mm-hmm.
writing this?
Mm-hmm.
It's the number 2 book for that time period. So that to me is a huge, huge surprise.
That's a big bump for Marvel there.
Because it even, not only did it jump over Absolute Batman, but even Marvel's own Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's big. So
Yeah.
I guess the Daredevil Born Again on Disney has probably helped, Daredevil's stock as far as monthly books. So
What kind of blows my mind is that we have a facsimile edition that ranks number 6.
well, it doesn't when you think about the fact that it is the facsimile of the Invincible Spider-Man crossover.
Still,
Uh,
it's
you know
facsimile.
that
Yeah.
well, but this is one, Invincible is hot property.
Yeah.
2, this was a limited print run book, as is the case for most of the Invincible books.
Okay.
And even though this book is only 15 years old,
Right.
that original issue sells for $200.
Okay.
So if the Invincible collector is 100% wanting these, and just as an FYI, Whenever this was solicited, we talked about the Invincible books.
Hmm.
Also, the number, where'd it go? I lost it. But the Invincible foil is also on this list someplace. Um, I mentioned both of those books. I picked up 10 copies of each of them, and the Marvel Team Up number 14 was the first of the two that I sold out of.
Man,
So I think I'm down to like one, maybe one copy of the Invincible number one foil. I wish I'd ordered 50 of these.
could have been in the
Yeah.
money.
So yeah, the Invincible foil is number 33.
Hmm.
So, but still, two reprint books in the top 35.
Yeah,
It's pretty good, So it just shows you the current power that Invincible
that's
has.
true. That's true. I hadn't thought
Yeah,
about all that.
yeah. And then of course, Invincible Universe Battle Beast is also on that list. So you got three Invincible books in the top 40.
One of the is it Level Up or Up? Level Up is the sort of the sequel to All In for DC, and one of
Okay.
the comics, Batwoman, is number 13. Of course, Lobo is number 7, but I didn't buy Lobo. I bought Batwoman number 1, and it was very good. It's very
Oh,
good.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Anything else here on the list surprise you?
Uh, no, Dork 2's it's holding fast at number 21.
Yeah. And Dork One is the reprint is still in the top 50.
Yeah. Wow.
Which, by the way, I had three copies of that for sale and sold all three of them at my last show.
Hokey smoky.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put mine up for sale and just see if anybody. Then I'll go. Nope, never mind. Psych. See how many people reach out.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be very nice. Never mind. I won't do that.
I said, if you still want to sell it for $20, I'll buy it off you. I'll be your Huckleberry at 20.
21. Not
21.
a dollar more.
Sold.
Not a dollar less. Somebody says.
Sold. Yeah. Sold. So.
Oh, you know me. I'm great at investing. I'll keep it until it's worth a dime. Yeah.
Dime. Yeah. There you
And I'll
go.
trade. Scott, hey, can you take his box of worthless comics? Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, anything else jumping out at you? Again, DC has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the top 10. Marvel has 2, and Image has 1. So,
Yeah.
um, it's still Batman's world though at 3 and 4. So,
Yeah.
and he's in 5 as well, and yeah.
It gives me some hope to see that at least there's. I mean, I guess the top, whatever. What is this top 50? The top 50 could
Hmm.
be still the top 50 if it was like only 100, 100 issues sold of something. But it gives me a little bit of hope that the industry is still going to do okay. If they put the right creators and the right characters together.
Yeah, I feel like there's one more thing that's worth saying. I just don't know what it is. So I guess I will skip it. Oh, I do feel like we are finally seeing a chink in the armor of DC's Absolute Universe.
Could be, yeah.
So, I mean, even though you still have three titles in the top 10, it doesn't have its dominance. And I'm just going to tell you, have you been reading DCKO?
I have not. I read the first 2 issues and I missed the third, so I'm trying to get it. I'm gonna try to get them all together and read them on the app or something.
Now, I haven't read them, so you can tell me whether I'm right or wrong
Okay.
about this whenever you get around to reading them. But I feel like we saw on one of these covers, we saw the Absolute characters on the cover of the
Yes, you did.
DCKO.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. And I think that is just the death knell
Yeah,
of
that's
Absolute.
it's jumping
Whenever
the
they
shark.
tie it into,
Too
exactly,
soon.
whenever they tie it into the main universe,
Mhm.
they should have let it exist on its own. I think that's what kept Ultimate Spider-Man around for 150 issues.
Yeah.
Was the fact that it stayed its own thing,
Yeah.
and here they're turning it into a money, trying to get the money now instead of having something that could be nice and run for a long
Yeah.
time. So
And I hope they don't. I hope it doesn't dilute. I enjoy. I did read. I haven't been picking up all of the Absolute Superman comics, but the one that had Hawkman as a co-star, it was number 16. It was good. It was really good, and I like seeing these different versions of some of the DC characters. It's almost like another Earth, Maybe they should bring
yeah,
back the multiverse and just call this Earth 7 or something. I don't know. Just
The absolute Earth.
absolute Earth. Yeah.
Earth A. Or just Earth A.
Earth A. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So is it still Jason Aaron writing?
Yeah.
Absolute.
It's really good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, Mike, do you know what we have coming up on the next episode of the Campus Comics Cast?
Well, we're going to do a review in honor of Gerry Conway. The first 5 of one of his characters, the Punisher.
Okay.
And
We'll have to decide if we want to include the magazine issues or not. So.
yeah, we have to kind of decide on the second part, and I'm sure we'll do a CLZ shake.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what we got coming up next episode.
All right. And Mike, if somebody want to reach out to you besides podcast at bergcomics.com, how might they do that?
I think they could hit me up at Mike at comicshoproadshow.com or on our Campus Comics Cast Facebook page.
All right. And I'm Scott Reed. You can find me at bergcomics.com, BURG comics.com, where there are links to my social media pages and eBay store. And we'll be back with a little Punisher.
Alright, you ready? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna clap that you can't hear. Stick my thumb up that you can't hear. Okay, yeah, I couldn't hear that anyway. I can see it though. I'm glad it was your thumb. Yeah. Let me hear you clap. I heard the second one. The first one I just faked. Okay, that's why I say I heard the second one, but I can't hear yours. Wow, but you can hear me talk. Yeah. Huh, that's crazy. Maybe it's the way my mic settings are. It's picking up too much ambient. I never hear it because I never put it in the recordings, so Right. Okay.